Okay, that's all effects off. It's late at night, so what I've been doing here is testing what happens when I'm sending all of these commands. Now, how close this thing is to another source of radiation. Like, I had this iPad right next to the WL50 receiver, and it was blinking a bit, doing a bit of strange stuff. I put it on regular power, and sometimes things weren't working. So here, hitting a flick button, seems to be going a lot better. These are problems that can happen sometimes with wireless, and I think it's important to test out when you're testing this stuff exactly what's going on in all kinds of conditions. So there's the old board. See here, all the effects better. See there, that mod one is turned on, and it's not on or not off in the BTS. So let's try that. There we go, acting strange again. Now, it could just be because of the position that I'm in. There, it just updated. Now everything's in sync. Kill effects. Everything dies except the mod one. That's always that mod one, which is CC12. So I'm wondering why. That's the case. Strange. And these are the messages that are returning to the Go. So it could just be that it's overwhelming the app a bit, and me doing all this. Flick it on manually, it's working. So when you think about this, the floor is sending out a CC12 I've programmed. 12 is hitting MIDI pad, which is here. That is all programmed in and working perfectly fine. When I hit it, it's converting to 0. 127 converts to 1. Now, the reason why I've programmed it like this with 0 and 127 is that's pretty well much the MIDI standard. The way that Stefan worked out this thing, he just wanted to do it nice and simple. And he said, okay, let's do 0 and 1. It can only be on or off. Normal. But he put in a little converter thing there. So 0 is definitely off. Anything that's above 0 is on, which is pretty handy. Flick, that should turn it off. And I think while you're doing this, have the test thing open, maybe it doesn't work, I don't know. Minimize that. But there you can see it's on, and the Helix is off, so it's like it's not coming back when you give it a full blast. And I don't know why. That's the sound with everything killed, except set the solo. Now on the second page that I built, hit this, whack. I set up solo, noise suppression, EQ1, EQ2. So I'll turn off the solo, that's cool. EQ1, EQ2, noise suppressor, EQ2. Okay. Contours are set up with snapshots. Now, the way that the command center works, you can use HX snapshot command, and I've done that on the second row. As you can see here, focus your blog. There you go. Nice and clean. Works really well at night. And these as well work off the Flick 2 button, so I can go through all these. There are 8 snapshots. When I hit the first one, that's contour 1. As you can see there. You can change that, write it. Click. That goes to 2. So what I'm seeing on the floor is showing what's there on the contour. It doesn't really matter where you are. It's still doing all that. You don't have to have the app open. So again, that's contour 3. Now when I go to contour 4, when I go to hit 4, it sends a command that turns off the contours. So I set that up simply in MIDI. 0 is off, 1, 2, 3 would be the 3 contours. What I would do if you're building a thing like this is think about where these things are going. Like, it makes a lot more sense visually if snapshot 1 is contour 1. As you can see. Now these other ones, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I can set those up to be on, noise suppressor, like that. Flick. Flick. There's your 1, there's your 2, there's your 3. There's your 4. And while I'm filming that, I've got a Flick 2 right next to the iPad. Maybe that causes some problems. I've got the other 4 snapshots, or 3. So 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, and 3. 4 is 0. 5, 6, 7, and 8 can be variations of noise suppressor, EQ, solo, all that other stuff. And you've got the tap delays open. For a tap delay to work, you have to hit it 3 times, and it takes the average. So that's all kind of working. Now, I flip back here. I put in a HX preset command to jump physically from one side to the other, and as you can see, it actually gives you the name right there. Go to the taps and EQs. If I hit that, go back to the wireless FX toggles. That's sort of a means of jumping around a menu. What I want to do beyond this is add in another 3rd page with the 5 amp types, and then probably put in something to control the drives. Now you think about that, that's 3 times a 10 switch foot controller, 30 switches. just to muck around generically with the Katana Go. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. And it's pretty easy using this system. It's just a bit of copying and pasting here like that, but it's very hands-on. This is not going to be the final system for me, at least. I'll be going back to the Pirate MIDI stuff, and that does things in a completely different fashion. What's cool about snapshots like this is you can go in and set all these switches up. When you fire the snapshot, all 8 of those switches are being sent out. So it's resetting everything. And this is pretty well much what I did to get the plethora working. And in the plethora, I used all the 5 instant commands to preset the board as to how it should have been, because that thing, the plethora, autosaves. The Go is completely different. But just to keep a note on this, one preset, I can have 30 different switches controlling all sorts of different stuff, and I haven't even gotten into the other mods delays. This MIDI patch thing is doing wicked stuff. And this could do the same thing for a big Katana, like a Gen 3, which currently doesn't have a very robust remote control. You've got the GAFX, but it's nothing like this. So it's not to say, for a Katana Gen 3 user to go and buy a HelixFloor. But if you have a HelixFloor and you're running to FRFR, like, I don't know, some of that stuff Cordy's using, a Tone Xbox or the other stuff, wouldn't it make a lot more sense to go out and buy a Katana? Maybe. And control it with this, and then you've just extended your DSP and you have a really serviceable set of sounds. Maybe. That's kind of been my quest. Now, I thought about power caps for a while, and I was just going to do it in stereo. And that would have been $1,400 to do that. The Boss Katana Air, it's small, it's stereo. 5-inch speakers. Definitely not gig ready, but it could go direct to house, to front of house. It's more than enough volume for anything I need in the house. Set up like that. That's the rig. You know what I mean? That right there is doing the whole shebang. Presets worth. And you could run that to any stereo FRFR and you have a rig. So if you were to attach that to an HX Stomp or something like that, that's a super extended micro rig, and you can stream Bluetooth to it, and you've got app control over it, and you can see all this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, 2 EQ, a noise suppressor, contour, 5 amps, and variations on those amps, all with wireless control. If you've got all of that, which is a perfectly serviceable thing to play with, I've been 2 months playing with just that, no external effects, and I can get a lot of sounds out of it. It's a lot more fun with pedals in front of it, but you could put an HX Stomp in front of it. The HX Stomp could control most of the stuff, and MIDI foot controllers can do the rest. Maybe not at this level, but the Pirate MIDI bridges can actually beat the HelixFloor. I think that's really the whole point of this. First, to show the difference between something like a regular Chocolate or the Boss manufactured one, which only has 5 commands, just 5 commands. Here, I'm getting up to upwards of 30, and I'm only just breaking the ice with this thing as to how many things you could control, and that's only generically. You could do it per preset, and HelixFloor has 7 times 128 presets in it. That's a hell of a lot of stuff, which is really cool. You could use a Chocolate, you could use it with other apps just to control the setlist manager, and then the setlist manager can send out MIDI based on time. So you could be going through a song with a backing track running through a Katana Go into an FRFR, and that tiny little thing is in effect a giggable solution. As a backup, you could add whatever you want in front of it. I think that's pretty wild. Then you can have it on screen. You can edit this. You've got 60, how many odd? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 different drives. You can change it on the fly. Not bad. It's kicking some delay. Hell of a lot of stuff. So, I don't know. Just so much stuff that one could do with this thing. Unfortunately, that's all going to be safe. Go back there and everything's back to normal. definitely something happening where sending too many commands in, it's not coming back now. I really have to determine if the sounds that are coming out of it, when it does those errors, is simply too much congestion coming out of the Katana Go, where the messages are arriving there and it's changing and then not. Everything off works. It's these weird little things in the middle. So note to self, check all this out with the Pirate MIDI stuff and see if it's doing the same thing. Let's see. Effects on, mod didn't turn off again, boost did turn off, delays are okay, reverb is okay. So why is that mod thing doing that? Maybe because of the position it's in. I don't know. But it does seem to be blocking up on that one. Note to Stefan, mate. There's something weird going on there. Be interesting to see if it could be reproduced. Question of too many inputs at once over wireless. Weird. Six is working fine. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and program up on the Helix tomorrow the 5 amps variations and then maybe the drive and see what happens. Time to get into the dry side of these things. And then maybe start adding extra pedals on the outside. That's it for me. See how this video comes out.